Good morning. Does my internet connection work? Just told me that my connection is not so good. Okay. If you write in the chat form, yes, works, I can see you. Okay, good. Yeah, I hope it stays stable. Yeah, if not, I have possibilities. Other internet possibilities. And I think I can see also if something is unstable. Okay, seems to work. Good. Okay, perfect. Nice. I have no idea if I need to teach in German or English today. I forgot to look. Wait, we have Wednesday. We started English. Okay, so today's English. Yeah. All right. Then let's start. We stand on one leg. Try to find your line standing on top of the foot. You can have the knee straight or relaxed. But try to find it to stand on top there. Other side. Okay, a bit unstable connection today. I hope it doesn't get worse, guys. Rotate to one and the other side on one leg. If it gets worse, I need to work on it for a moment, for a minute or so. But maybe it just breaks from time to time today for a few seconds. Other side. The German internet is not really good. And this is an euphemism. It's actually terrible. Again, on the foot and reach forward. One time with the right hand, one time with the left hand. If you want, you can also keep your legs straight. Yeah, you can have a look how straight you want to put the leg. Creates a bit more stretch, but it's not a must. Also, different way of balancing if the knee is locked. But try still to have your spine somewhat straight. Okay, we go into the squat. We move a bit into the squat. Just have a look if any other problems someone wrote about with the connection. No. Spanish, someone wrote? I don't know. Okay. Spanish. I should teach in Spanish today. Yeah, I'm not going to teach in Spanish today. But maybe at some point I will teach in French, but that's a longer project. My French is not good enough yet to do it, but that's my goal, to be able to teach morning routine in French. Let's see when it happens. In 20 years. So I move in the squat. And I go into the half kneeling. Okay, I have to regain my focus also now on the morning routine here. Sit on the toes, stretch the toes. If you struggle with the deep knee bend, you can be here. If you struggle with the toes, you can be here also with the knee up. Toes are often inflexible nowadays because of the wrong shoes. Make sure you have shoes that let the toes work. But even that might not be sufficient. If your toes have been for 30 years, 40 years in narrow shoes, you have to awaken them actively. Shin box side to side. Can use the hand for warm up. I think it's also very nice to use the hands. Just starting the day. Also, the internet connection just starts the day slowly, undecided if it wants to be connected, the router, or if it's still a bit sleepy. Yeah, I send a few megabytes through, but not too many. The Caesar and Mermaid. I directly start with the Mermaid because I suspect that you all know the Caesar now already from the last routines and from the last days. You see, I use my hands for warm-up purposes. Then I do a bit without the hands also, but as I already mentioned yesterday, I think it's a bit more advanced. And we're going for the 10 spinal positions without stopping. Forward and backwards. Side, side. Rotation, rotation. Forward diagonal, backwards diagonal, forwards diagonal, backwards diagonal, front, back, side, side, rotation, rotation, forward diagonal, backwards diagonal, forwards diagonal, backwards diagonal, front, back, side, side, rotation, rotation, forward diagonal, backwards diagonal, forwards diagonal, backwards diagonal, front, back, side, side, rotation, rotation, forward diagonal, backwards diagonal, forwards diagonal, backwards diagonal. Ah, perfect. And rotation in the pelvis. Knees need to be bent. Nicely moving the hips, tilting the hips on the spot, side forward, side back. Softening the hips. Change direction. Wave on the wall, put your whole spine to the wall and slowly wave up until you're at the head and then back down. I remind you, if you want to have a more thorough explanation of this movement, you go for the article Healing the Spine, die Wirbelsäule heilen in German, or you type in waving into the search on this channel. Make sure you go really vertebra by vertebra. Take your time. It's not about speed and not about the amount of reps that you're doing now. It can be also that you're just doing one rep within this 2 minutes we are doing it. And I'm waving without the wall. I lead with the head in the beginning. Diving into the water. Letting the rest of the spine follow. Change direction. Now from the bottom up, tilt the pelvis back and forth and let this move the spine. Good. Then we have the ornithota. Rotating the wrists, also add the fingers a bit, the elbows and the shoulders. Change direction, you can start just the wrist, then adding the elbows, then adding the shoulders, and make sure the range of motion in the wrist doesn't suddenly become less when you add the shoulders. Overhead lifts of the arms. Keep the elbows locked. Lift the arms overhead. Notice when your spine has to add into the movement. How much can you do just from the shoulder girdle, from the arms, without adding the spine? Now doing it with the shoulder blades down. How well can you keep the shoulders down while doing it? Keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Once you need, you lift them a tiny bit up to go further. I try to notice that. Now opposite, lift the shoulders up while doing it. Keep them up. Keep the shoulders up all the time at the ears. Bring the arms up, keep them there. Go up and down with the shoulders. Yes, it's work. You feel your muscles. Try to really bring them up. Try to really bring them down. And rotational arm swing. The last thing we are going to do today. Very relaxed swing. Get the shoulders completely relaxed again. Good. That's it. Yeah, as always, nice if you write in the chat. Many have already done that. And if you watch the recording, to make a small comment. It's also nice for algorithmic reasons. That's another thing. So one is the community there is, okay, we are a group of people doing this. Another thing is that if you comment, it shows a bit that this is legit stuff, and I think that's good to let more people know of it. And obviously, it's nice if you share it with other people that you think would benefit from this. By the way, we do quite a bit of SROMPy stuff. Yeah, the things that we categorize as SROM, soft range of motion practice. And if you want to dive deeper into this thing, we have our online program, SROM 125. I don't want to sell you anything here. I just want to mention this. If you feel like, these movements, I want to take more time with it and understand why, what, and how, then you might want to look there. Okay, thank you very much for being here today. See you again tomorrow, and have a good and wonderful day.